Now thinking about content and being able to leverage that and collaborate and use information across your organizations, it's not always points, lines, and polygons, but we also have imagery and raster content. Many of you need that information to run your business today. So to give you an overview of of the data, the image data that's available to you, effective ways to manage it, and even new ways to access this information, we're going to have a demonstration from the Natural Resources team and Elvis Takow.
Thank you, Dal. Thank you very much. So imagery is an integral part of the ArcGIS platform, and it can be a cost-effective way of managing your data in the oil and gas industry. The ArcGIS platform gives you access to a number of imagery sources, such as the World Imagery Layer. Now, this is a seamless compilation of satellite imagery from a number of different sources, with resolutions down to 50 centimeters and 7 centimeters in certain areas. So we're going to zoom into downtown Houston, where we can start to see some of the detail. As I zoom in, the buildings really start to pop out. And I can zoom over to one of these buildings has got a Texas-sized pool on the roof. Now, let's zoom out to the Permian, because I believe that's where a lot of you may be doing some of your activity. So we're going to zoom into some of the exploration that's going on in that area. And again, as I zoom in, the level of detail is quite good. It's down to 50 centimeters, and you can start to see some of the individual assets, some of the tanks, and all the equipment out there. This imagery is readily available to you in the Living Atlas, and it's updated pretty regularly. Now, we also have access to NAPE imagery. Now, this imagery is contiguous for the entire United States. It goes down to a meter resolution, and it has 4 bands, including color IR. Now, this allows you to calculate vegetation indices as well as just overall image classification. One of the things I'd like to point out is access to a number of different processing templates. So I'm looking at a color NDVI. I can immediately use one of these processing templates and visualize that as a false color composite. Now, the benefit of that is a false color composite highlights areas of vegetation in red, and you can see areas of construction or disturbance in pale or gray tone color. Now, in addition to NAPE imagery, we also have access to multispectral Landsat imagery. Now, what's interesting about this is that it's updated every 16 days. It gives you access to a number of different scenes. So I can actually play a time loop and see slight development over time. So what's interesting about the Landsat imagery is that you have access to volumes of imagery that's updated daily with over 750,000 scenes. It's readily available to you. Many of you have access to drones, or you're using drone imagery. Now, you need to process that imagery, you need to manage it, and ultimately you need to share it to people within your organization. Drone to Map allows you to process your drone imagery, creating a number of different products, such as an orthomosaic, DSMs, and DTMs. But regardless of the drone processing software, I'm going to show you how you can utilize a cloud infrastructure with the script that monitors for changes. I've got an image service registered with my portal. So as I upload a processed TIFF to my cloud infrastructure, my image service gets updated. So I'm going to switch back over to Pro, and we're going to zoom into our well pad here. And the image service or the processed TIFF I just uploaded should start to come to fruition here. Now, watch as I zoom in, you can see rich level of detail. So I'm going to pause for just a second because I want you to take that in. Because I've just shown you how you can use a cloud infrastructure integrated with the ArcGIS platform to manage your drone imagery. That's pretty neat. Now, if you want to be completely hands-off and not deal with terabytes of imagery at all, you can connect your portal to a Digital Globe plus Analytics image service. Now, this gives you access to a number of different image services And I'm actually going to use one that's here in my map. So what I have access to is multiple scenes. Let's take a look at this. Opening up the attribute table, I have several scenes that illustrate multiple acquisition dates. Let's compare a few of those. And we're going to zoom into our area of interest. And actually, this area right here, we're going to see some change in that area just by using the swipe tool. So as I swipe back and forth, I'm looking at multiple acquisition dates, and I can see a little bit of change in that particular area. But taking this one step further, we can actually make use of some of these processing templates. Now, these are algorithms that are written to process an image service like this. You can write your own and bring in your own custom algorithms. I'm going to use one here for soil construction. And essentially what this does is this algorithm is going to run on this entire scene. And it's going to highlight areas of soil compaction. It's going to highlight areas where the natural landscape has been disturbed. Those areas are going to show up in a pale color, white, and then the vegetation actually shows up in green. So what I've just shown you is without managing any imagery on your own, you can take advantage of some of the processing templates in ArcGIS Pro, as well as image services from partners like Digital Globe. But I've also shown you how you can manage your drone imagery by using any cloud infrastructure integrated with the ArcGIS platform. Most importantly, you have access to free imagery within the ArcGIS platform right now at your fingertips. Next week, you'll have access to Sentinel-2 imagery, which is updated every 5 days, and it's going to be available to all of you. Thank you, Dow.
Hang on here. All right, thanks, Elvis. That was pretty amazing. Again, I like the example of that drone imagery. And so does everybody get it? He took a file that was almost 1 gig. I think he was nervous about it. Were you nervous?
I was a little nervous.
Because he pushed that up. You never know with the network, right? But I mean, push that up, it's added automatically to the mosaic, and then it's available, to be shared for users throughout the organization.
Yep.
So thanks, Elvis.
Thank you.